Hello everyone and welcome to CadoinkStudios. I am Cadoink and this is game number 2 in the gold and below finals. We have in the top right of Shakur's Plateau, Arcanine, the yellow Zerg, winning game number 1, as this is game number 2. And his opponent is of course AngryProbes. Did I say that right? Arcanine, yellow Zerg, and AngryProbes, the green Terran. I always say I always say the player and then I just second guess and I'm like, oh man, especially when they both start with the same letter. I always mess that up. So anyway, this is game number 2. Out of a best of 3 between Arcanine and AngryProbes, the Golden Below tournament, for those of you who still don't know at this point, is a tournament hosted by Animus, who is a very active forum poster who decided to make this tournament for Gold League players and below. He is making a third Golden Below, which will be this weekend from the post of this video, so if you're watching this far in the future, then it's over. But Arcanine saying let's have an epic game 3. I hope so. Arcanine won game number 1, so AngryProbes will have to win game number 2 this game in order to move on in the tournament and have a chance at winning. AngryProbe says, are you throwing game 2, winky face? Maybe, perhaps. We'll have to see who will win this. I once again want to apologize for making this video so late. I went to Europe for 2 weeks and then I came back and I was readjusting to the time and I was tired. And I finally gotten the energy and the courage to come and finish this tournament. I hope to do some of the Golden Below number 3 as well. Also, many of you have sent me your replays, and I do apologize for not casting those. Those will get casted. In other news, we have AngryProbes blocking this hatchery. But in other news, I am trying to start getting good at StarCraft again. I am in Diamond League, but I am not happy with my play. I feel like I could be a lot better. And so I'm devoting time every day to play. Trying to get in at least 2 hours of playing every day. I've managed to get that for the past week or so. Feeling pretty good about that, trying to up my skill a little bit, up my mechanics, my builds, etc., etc. Also, I am casting the SCL still, the StarCraft 2 SC2Clans.org Championship League is in its finals right now. I have casted one set of that, one series. I have many more to go with Boisterous, so I will be doing that in the future, and of course I will be casting the replays that you guys sent me. So, anyway, coming back to the game, we do have Arcanine finally putting down his natural, saying shoot. I don't know why. Perhaps it is because he is going to lose this Overlord. In fact, AngryProbes really should just run the Marine over. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It went down. Interestingly, AngryProbes is getting a second gas, and I don't know. No. Arcanine did not see that. That could be very big, as he could be going for some sort of Banshee play with a second gas, although it is a bit too late for that. But it is still possible. He just needs 10 more gas in order to plop down a starport. No, starport not going down. He is getting that reactor, so he is going to be going for that double Hellion play. He's also sending his 2 Marines across the map to take the watchtower. Very wise decision. Just clearing out these watchtowers. There's nothing there, but it's always good to check. The 2 Marines will easily take down a Zergling. So it can be really annoying for the Zerg player to lose those, as he can very easily just pull them back. And look at this! Oh my goodness. He sent the Zerglings to the watchtower a little bit too late, and now these Marines will be able to get right up into the natural and maybe, yeah, into the main. Might even be able to pick off an Overlord, which could be very huge at this time. That would supply block him. He is going to force a cancel on that Spinecrawler, which can be quite obnoxious. Arcanine really needs to be pulling back some Zerglings to deal with this. He will lose a drone. He might even lose 2. These little attacks, while it's not doing heavy amounts of damage, it can just be so annoying for the Zerg player. But the Queen did finally pop another one coming down, and they will force these Marines back, but not without losing a drone. You know, that can be kind of obnoxious. And oh, look at this, Arcanine coming back with the Zerglings. Ooh, just barely missing that. He could have picked them off. That would have been very, very nice. And in the meantime, we do have AngryProbes getting his Hellions up, going for about 4. He should be pushing out once he has 4. Maybe he'll be going for 6, who knows. Also going for a very fast Marauder. Probably going to be getting that concussive shell soon. He does have quite a bit of gas. He should be spending that. Also getting a command center up. A very nice decision on his part. And yes, indeed, he will be moving out with these Hellions as well as these Marines, just trying to get some more scouting information done. The Spinecrawler has not been replaced by Arcanine. That could be very, very huge. He doesn't have a Queen here either, so if he had drones here, these Hellions could do a lot of damage. However, very fortunately for him, he doesn't have that many drones. He's producing 9. But the Zerglings do spot it. He does know it's coming, and I suspect he'll be sending, yes, a Queen down to deal with this. Ooh, but look at this. The drones are lining up. He could... Oh, he gets 4 of them right away. He's also managing to pick off some of these Zerglings. AngryProbes just doing an incredible amount of damage picking off all the Zerglings. Now, if he could pick this Creep Tumor off and just run away, that's all he needed to do. Units Lost tab, he's looking great. Looking fantastic. He's 600 minerals ahead. Really would have liked to see him pick off that Creep Tumor. It would have been huge. But you know what? AngryProbes is in a great position. He has his expansion coming. He has a ton of barracks. He looks like he wants to be producing Mass Marauder, which is a very interesting build, Mass Marauder Hellion, because you can deal with the Zerglings with the Hellions quite easily, and then everything else that's kind of less squishy can be dealt with the Marauders. In fact, he can do a very early timing attack right now. As we see, these Zerglings are just moving across the map. They will spot this. And the Hellions are a little bit softened, so we'll have to see what kind of damage this does. There are quite a bit of them, but this could be huge. There is a Queen here. The Queen should... These Queens should be able to hold this if the Zerglings come in and do some damage, but one of the Queens does go down. The second one is looking dangerously low. One of the Hellions will indeed go down. The second one, oh, almost goes down, but the Zerglings come in and surround the Marauders so bad the Marauders might be able to go down. Hellions doing a lot of damage to these other Zerglings, but wow, Arcanine doing an incredible job of cleaning this up. And now he will be able to pick off these remaining forces. AngryProbes very wisely pulling everything back. At this point, you know, you've kind of evened up the scoreboard with that attack. It was kind of a risky move. So he really needs to just go down, take his expansion, and play it safe. These early Zerglings might be able to do a lot of damage. There's only a few Marines here, and here comes the Zerglings now trying to do as much damage, picking off one of the Marines. He's trying to get up into the base where he can lift the supply depot, but it's a little bit too late as the Zerglings are up in the main. 2 Hellions do pop. He should be able to deal with this at this time, and now he should just focus on macroing up, building a lot of SCVs, and not worrying about attacking or doing any damage. He really just needs to get his economy up. If we look here, his economy is even at this time, just about even. He is a little bit behind, probably because of a mule or 2. But if he casts down those mules, which he needs to do, and build some SCVs, he should be fine. He's still in this game. He's got a pretty nice unit composition. Arcanine is going for that early infestation pit again. But with Marauders, if you catch an army off guard, you can definitely use that concussive shell to pick off some infestors, which can be so nice. However, very unfortunately for AngryProbes, he has not started that upgrade yet. Once again, moving across the map with some Hellions. I love this play, just cleaning off the watchtowers once again as best as he can. And then he'll probably just poke into the main a little bit and see what's going on. He will see these Banelings as well as these Spinecrawlers going down and know that he cannot engage or anything. Also going to be checking for a third. This is awesome. AngryProbes just doing the correct move, using these Hellions as best as he can, just scouting around the map, checking things out, making sure that nothing crazy is going on. It looks like Arcanine wants to be taking a third here as his Creep Tumors are heading in that direction. Oh no, losing one of his Hellions. He might lose a second one. No, he will save it. And he is pulling back, but he did just, you know, spot what was going on, and now he knows all the information he needs to. But one thing that I really like to see AngryProbes do is continue to macro. He really needs to be building SCVs. He's queuing up a lot. He just doesn't have the money to support this base and to support these 3 factories, which could be the killing blow in his play. So he really just needs to continue macroing. He's not building any SCVs out of this, so he really needs to be doing that, you know. But it's hard, you know. Moving across with your Hellions, scouting around the map, and macroing at the same time can be such a daunting task, just to multitask like that. So, you know, you just got to spend time working on it and practicing a little bit, and it'll get down, you know. One thing is, you may be really strong at scouting around the map with your Hellions, but after you start focusing on macroing and doing that, your Hellion scouting will get a little bit worse at first, And then over time, as you start getting more comfortable, you'll start to improve more and more and get a lot better at that. In the meantime, Arcanine is doing some good things. He's getting up some more extractors so he can get that gas up, so he can get more and more infestors. He does have pathogen glands finished, so he will be able to pop out and do fungal growth immediately. He's also getting +2, which is very nice. His upgrades are at a big advantage over his opponent. His opponent is at 0-0, and he will soon be at 2-2. Ooh, and look at this. He has a lot of Zerglings. He will be able to surround these Hellions and pick them off before they're able to spot that 4th base. So even if AngryProbes spots this 3rd, comes in, and even if he kills it, he will not know about this 4th base, and Arcanine can continue to drone up. So such a good play by Arcanine. He is quite far ahead, but oh, look at this, a very nice drop by AngryProbes, sending some Hellions in, picking off some drones. Let's see, he was able to kill quite a bit. And now he's just kind of pulling back, which is a good decision. Might try a drop here and take some shots and then pull back. Ooh, there might have been a fungal growth there on that medevac, which in my opinion is not exactly worth it, because then you reveal the fact that you have infestors. However, he probably did see the infestation pit, and yes, once again he drops, managing to pick off a drone, but now the Hellions will indeed go down, and the medevac will have to run away. So in the meantime, what is AngryProbes doing? He's still continuing to build SCVs, needs to be casting down those mules, getting that production up and running. He does have these 3 factories, actually 4. He's going to be producing mass tank, which tanks are very, very good against infestors. However, they're not so good against Zerglings, so he really needs to be producing a lot more Hellions. He does have quite a heavy Marauder mix, so he doesn't have the DPS to deal with Zerglings. So he's going to have to focus a lot on good positioning with his siege tanks, good spread, good vision, these sort of things, so he can deal with that sort of pressure. Also going to be producing some more SCVs, getting that economy up and running. If we look at the income tab, Arcanine is looking great at about 1,200 minerals. Just, he's continuing to produce infestors. He's producing 4 right now, as well as some Zerglings, also getting his +2 finished up. So he's looking like he wants to do an attack here pretty soon. He's just kind of bouncing back and forth, defending his bases. One thing I would like to see is a little bit more creep spread. I'd love to see the creep spread between his natural and his 4th base, as that could really, really help. However, he's kind of making up for that by keeping his Zerglings and his infestors in kind of a neutral area. He has some down here to spot anything coming through here. He just has fantastic vision over this kind of middle section right here with overlords and bases and creep and his army. He's just making sure he's doing a good job of watching everything, and now even sending some overlords down here just to make sure no drops go by, such as this medevac that's just kind of hiding here. In the meantime, AngryProbes looks like he wants to be heading out with some marauders and some marines. He's going to be poking up onto this watchtower, and he will see this base, and he will probably be trying to put some pressure on it, also trying to kill as many creep tumors as he can. Sieging up his tanks in the back, a very good decision. Also going to be sieging one here, but it looks like Arcanine wants to be doing an attack, sending in some Banelings as well as some Zerglings. However, if he runs into this tank fire, it could be huge for AngryProbes, give him a big lead, especially if these infestors run in there. A lot of energy on these infestors. They would hate to lose them, and the Zerglings are going in. A few shots being taken out on them, and a lot of damage going down to the Zerglings. He will be able to clean that force up really, really easily. The Banelings go down, and now the infestors are kind of caught off guard. He does manage to get one good fungal growth down, but now it is looking very, very dangerous for Arcanine, as the army supply is very, very much in AngryProbes' favor. He really needs to make use of this. He needs to unsiege the tanks in the back and push them forward on this watchtower and siege them up here. Having this Xel'Naga watchtower is such an advantage for AngryProbes. He will be able to see anything that is coming his way beforehand, so he knows when he has to siege his tanks up. But look at this, a lot of Zerglings coming out for Arcanine. He's also getting that +2 carapace, which will give him a huge advantage. 5 infestors as well, with the additional 4 that he already has. I would love to see him take this watchtower with some Zerglings and then send some Zerglings here and just kind of try to get a surround on AngryProbes' army. That would do so much damage. But in the meantime, this is that kind of supply gap I keep talking about, where when you're ahead, you really need to take advantage of it before letting your opponent catch back up. And so we do see AngryProbes moving out a little bit, sieging his tanks. Just such great placement here. Look at this. Using this kind of wall here, the Zerglings can't get as nice of a surround because of this wall. In fact, you know it would be the sickest play ever if he lifted some tanks up into this medevac and put them on this high ground, but the Zerglings are streaming at this time, surrounding some of the Thors, which they will be able to pick off. A huge fungal growth going down on all the Marauders, and now he's even spawning some infested Terran, which are going to be very, very good against these siege tanks. But AngryProbes is still left with a large army, and all the infested Terran go down, and Arcanine once again is in a lot of trouble. However, in the meantime, AngryProbes is not following up with a lot of units. We have 56 Zerglings on the way, but oh man, all the infestors go down, and now he will be able to push forward and attack this base. He sees all the Zerglings popping. He really needs to produce more Hellions and more Marines to deal with this massive Zergling attack. In fact, once again, I would love to see some tanks on this high ground. There would be absolutely nothing to deal with those, and that would be such a huge positional advantage for AngryProbes, even further after taking this watchtower. But it looks like the Zerglings are kind of bouncing back and forth, doing a little dance, deciding what to do. He's also switching his tech up a little bit to Mutalisk. I don't know if I agree with this decision, as he does have a Thor on the way. But look at this, these Zerglings are going for a counterattack into the natural. This could be so huge for Arcanine. He is moving forward. AngryProbes is going to have to deal with a lot of Zerglings. He has a lot of tanks on the siege, on the high ground. He really needs to lift this, but it's a little bit too late. Now these siege tanks will go down, but in the meantime, he is pushing forward with a large army. And wow, this looks like we could be in a little bit of a base trade situation. He really needs to push forward as hard as he can. Send all your SCVs to try to deal with, and produce only Hellions, as the Hellions will do a lot of damage. In fact, he is producing Hellions at this time out of this factory, and he could win this if he just keeps pushing forward. Uh-oh, though, we do have a Mutalisk coming in. However, the Thor is still alive, and oh man, he really needs to lift this up. The planetary does go down before it is finished. And this is just looking very, very dangerous for AngryProbes in this base trade situation. He does have Blue Flame Hellions. He really needs to be microing those as best as he can, but he's dealing with this army, trying to do as much damage as quickly as he can, as he could still win this. If he can deal with this Zergling counterattack, he can win this game. More Zerglings coming in at this time. He just doesn't have enough units to deal with this. Oh no. He should just lift everything up and try to run away, in my opinion. Deal with this army here, and then attack later. In the meantime, wow, a lot of stuff being produced by Arcanine. He does have this base fully saturated. He is producing on this bottom base, and he might just switch mains. And we do see AngryProbes lifting up his bases and moving out. He does have a few units here he needs to grab to further deal with this. A lot of spine crawlers on the map for Arcanine, but they're not going to do that good against siege tanks. Siege tanks do outrange them quite heavily. And this is just a crazy situation right now. AngryProbes is looking like he could seal the deal. Arcanine really needs to be building a spawning pool at this other base, but oh, look at this. He's producing some Broodlords. Broodlords are going to be so strong if he can pick off this Thor, because there aren't that many Marines on the map. He's going to be moving forward, building some siege tanks. Saving some SCVs, which is so useful. And he needs to move his base up here, as this is the only place that nothing will be able to reach him because of these destructible rocks. So he should be able to pick off this hive very shortly. And yeah, AngryProbes is looking like he could very well do this. A lot of Ultralisks being produced at this time, actually. 4 Ultralisks and 4 Roaches, so if he gets caught unsieged, could be in a lot of trouble. He needs to be producing some SCVs as well, but oh, look at this. The Broodlords coming in from the side, able to pick off 3 of these siege tanks. That's going to be so huge for AngryProbes, or excuse me, for Arcanine. Oh man, and there's the GG by AngryProbes. Wow, congratulations Arcanine for taking game number 2. You have won the Gold and Below tournament, Gold and Below number 1. So congratulations. I hope to see you in Gold and Below number 3, doing well. And AngryProbes, man, you made it all the way up to the finals. You played 2 very good games. You almost closed this one. So congratulations to you. You played quite well. And I hope to see you in Gold and Below number 3 as well. Both of you players, keep playing. You're doing such fantastic jobs. And thank you so much, Animus and everyone else, for giving me the opportunity to cast this tournament. I've quite enjoyed it. Loved all the games I watched. All the games I casted. Was a lot of fun. Sorry I didn't get these out in a more timely fashion. That's going to be one of the goals I'm going to try to tackle with this casting business, is just continuing to cast and do it in a more timely, more responsible fashion. Of course, I couldn't help traveling, but I probably could have gotten them out a lot sooner. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Congratulations once again to Arcanine for fantastic games. And yeah, I'll have more videos to come. This is Cadoink from CadoinkStudios. Please watch more of my videos. Please like them, subscribe to my channel, comment. I love reading comments. It's like my favorite thing in the world. So if you can do anything, just comment. And feel free to send me your replays at CadoinkReplays@gmail.com. Now that I'm back and I have the whole month of July to myself, I'm going to try to cast as much as I can, play as much StarCraft as I can, and just get more involved with you guys. So anyway, thanks a lot, and I will see you guys later.